Today we're going to be looking at logarithms and the relationship between logarithms and exponents. A logarithm is simply the power or the exponent to which we raise a value to equal some other value. So you already kind of intuitively know logarithms because all you're doing is solving for a value that will result in another value when we raise it to a power. We're just going to formalize the notation and talk about it as an inverse of exponential functions. When we talk about logarithms and the definition, we use a lot of the same vocabulary that we would talk about with our exponential functions. We have a base. Our base is written as a subscript here. So we can have any number because, again, with our exponential functions, our base can be any number raised to a power. So in a logarithm, because we're solving for the power, that's what it's equal to. In an exponential function, we would show it as raised to the power. And then it's going to equal some number. And so with the logarithm, that number that we equal is written after our logarithmic expression. And in exponential, again, that's what it's going to equal. So we can rewrite logarithms as exponentials, and we can rewrite exponentials as logarithms because they all have the same values in them. So we have a base, we have an exponent, and then we have what we refer to as the argument, or what it's going to be equal to. So let's look at a couple where we rewrite from logarithm to exponential. So we have a log base 2 of 8 is equal to 3. So remember that our subscript is the base, which is 2. I'm raising it to some power because a logarithm lets me solve for the power. The power is 3. And then it's going to equal the argument or the answer. So 2 to the third power is equal to 8. Some students like to use the loop trick where we start here at the base and we loop around through the exponent to equal the answer, just to kind of help them remember what it is and how all those numbers work together. We go in a loop. So for B, we have a base of 9 raised to the power of 2, which is going to result in 81. And then for C, we have log base 16 to the 1/2 is equal to 4. And remember that a 1/2 power is the same as a square root. And we know that the square root of 16 is equal to 4. So we can't have logs with any base. As you saw up here in these first examples, we had a base of 2, we had a base of 9, we had a base of 16. There's two that we see more often than others just because these are the ones that are most commonly found on calculators. A common log is a base 10, so our number system that we use is a base 10, so that's a common logarithm, would be a base 10 with a power. When we write a common log, often it's not written. So it's just kind of an understood, like if we had a coefficient of 1 in front of a variable, it's understood that it's a 1 even though we don't write it. So a common log with a base of 10 is just understood that it's a base of 10. So if there's not one written, you know that you have a base of 10. The other one that is most commonly seen on calculators is the natural log. So natural logarithm is the base of e. So remember that e is Euler's number, approximately 2.71. So if we were trying to solve an exponential equation that has a base of e, we would have to take a natural log to undo that base. When we write natural log, it gets its own kind of notation. So on your calculators, a lot of times you see the ln, that stands for natural log. So we can also rewrite these in our exponential form. So this would be a log base 10 because it's not written, raised to the second power equals 100. In part B, again, ln means I have a base of 3 raised to the third power is going to equal, and then our argument here is e to the third. So that whole expression there is what it's equal to. C, natural log, meaning we have a base of e or Euler's number raised to the 6th power, is going to result in 403.429. And then the last one, D, log base 10 to the negative 1 is equal to 1 over 10. And to kind of prove to ourselves that those two things are the same, remember that if I have a negative exponent, to make it positive, we would move that to the denominator to the same power, and that would result in 1 over 10. In the same way that we can rewrite logarithmic as exponential, we can also rewrite exponential as a logarithm. So again, we're going to kind of use this loop trick. I always kind of talk myself through the base, the exponent, and then the argument. So we would have a log base 25 because the base of the two exponentials and logs have to be the same. So if it has a base 25 and the exponential has a base 25 in the log. So log base 25 of 5 equals 1/2, because remember our argument, or the output here, not the argument, sorry, the output is the exponent. So whatever it's equal to should be the exponent. And again, if we think about this 1/2 power, that's a square root, and we know the square root of 25 is 5. In part B, so we have a log base 10, which means I don't have to write the subscript, it's just a common log of 1 over 1,000 is equal to -3. And remember, we're thinking about if I have a negative exponent, I move it to the denominator. That would be 1 over 10 to the positive 3, which is 1 over 1,000. For C, we have a log base 2, because that's the base of our exponent, of 16 is equal to 4. And then for D, we have a base E, which means we're using natural log of 7.389 is equal to 2. So we can evaluate logarithms without using a calculator because all we're asking ourselves here is what is the exponent that's going to result in this answer. So for some very straightforward, easy numbers, we don't need to use a calculator. And we can think about that rewriting strategy to help us evaluate. So for part A, we have a base of 5 raised to some number is going to equal 125. So when I see an expression like this, you can rewrite it, or you can just kind of ask yourself in your head, what would be the exponent that when I raise it to that power is going to give me 125? So for this example, 5 to the 3rd power is going to equal 125. So our answer is just the 3, because again, we're solving for an exponent. In part B, we have to think about some negative exponents. So anytime that I see a 1 over something, and I can kind of start to make the assumption that I'm going to have to work with a negative exponent. So this is 6 to some power is going to equal 1 over 36. And so I know that 6 squared is 36, but in order for it to be the 1 over, I would need for it to be a negative. So this would be a -2. For part C, we have log base 10, so common log, it's not written. So again, 10 to some power is going to equal 10,000. So again, this is repeated exponents. So this would be 4, not repeated exponents, sorry, repeated multiplication. So 10 times 10 is 100. Times another 10 is 1,000, times another 10 is 10,000. So that's how we know that this one's going to be 4. And then for part D, we have 8 as our base. So raised to some power is equal to 64. So hopefully we have our perfect squares memorized, and so we would know that the answer would be 2. So again, those can be a little easy to do in our head. Sometimes we have numbers that are not quite as easy to calculate in our head. And it could be a logarithm with another base than 10. Now, if you have a graphing calculator, a TI-84, something like that, one of the newer ones, your calculator will allow you to do a change of base. But if you're using a scientific calculator or an older graphing calculator, they don't have the change of base programmed in. The only ones that are programmed in are common log and natural log. So we can use those to help us evaluate these not so nice logarithms. And so what the change of base formula lets us do is rewrite the logarithm with any base that we want. And because we know the calculator does common log and natural log, we would want to use either one of those. Typically, I use the common log. You can use the natural log. It's going to give you the same answer. And so you see here the way that we do this is that we take the argument into the numerator, we take the base into the denominator, and then I'm just going to make the change to a base 10. So I'm going to make that log base 10 of 250 divided by log base 10 of 5, and that's going to give me my answer. Now you see that these are decimal answers, so a lot of times you do want to kind of start thinking in your head, you know, what answer do I expect to get here when I'm working with this? And we know that 5 to the third power is 125, and we know that 5 to the fourth power is going to be, let me double check in my calculator before I tell you something wrong, 625. So 250 is in between 125 and 625, which means that my exponent should be in between 3 and 4. And we see here that that's what is true, that 3.4, which is our exponent, is in between 3 and 4. So using some of that estimating in your head can be helpful just to make sure that you have the correct answer. So for part A, again, we're going to use change of base. So we can say log base 10 of 10 divided by log base 2 of 2. Remember, it's argument in the numerator, base in the denominator. And then we just go to the calculator and we evaluate log base 10 of 10, which was 1 because 10 to the first power is 10. And we're going to divide that by log base 10 of 2. And they want our answer to 4 decimal places, so 3.3219 is our exponential answer. And again, if we think about, this is the same as 2 to some power is going to be equal to 10. So we know that 2 to the third power is 8, and 2 to the fourth power is 16, and 10 is in between those two numbers, so our exponent should be in between 3 and 4. For part B, we're going to take log of 450. Actually, I'm going to do this with a natural log this time just so we can see that this also works. So natural log of 450 divided by the natural log of 20. And so on the calculator, natural log of 450 divided by the natural log of 20, 2.0393. So take just a minute, pause the video here, work out C and D on your own, and then unpause the video to check your answer. And then hopefully these are the last 2 answers that you got for part C and part D. Again, I used log base 10 because that's my preference. You could have used natural log as well.